think our defenders played quite well, but we didn't get that platform in the middle of the field that is so critical. That gave Cork a lot of momentum, and they were the much sharper side.
Learning process, though, I suppose you're more or less building a new team as well. A lot of fellas playing for the first time tonight at that level, or playing together maybe at that level.
Yeah, I'd take that one on. Yeah, I I suppose the positives from our point of view was that Cathal Malone had an excellent outing for his first league debut. Jamie Shanahan did very well in his first league debut. Defensively, I thought actually we handled Cork reasonably well. We had trouble when they actually created overlaps through the middle of the field. But the flip side of that is we between the penalty and open play, we probably had 4 or 5 goal scoring opportunities, which we just didn't finish and take.
That looked to be frustrating. You know, I mean, there was maybe 13 wides overall and maybe 7 goal chances in the second half alone. It just didn't stick.
Yeah, which I mean, look, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't use that to gloss over the fact that Cork were sharper through the field, right? Yeah, I mean, maybe we should have got maybe at least 1 or 2 of those, right? But Cork were sharper through the field, and that was the differentiating point at the end of the day.
I mean, particularly from puckouts, their movement was electric. They seemed to be pulling players and defenders all over it.
Yeah, they were all right. Yeah, we expected that. There was a lot of lateral movement. We dealt with it pretty well in the first half, but in terms of the second half, right? The fact we probably had to change our 2 midfielders didn't help us, and that probably upset our structure as well, right? The fact that we had to change our 2 midfielders because we were quite loose there in the second half. So Anthony and Ash was well able to pick out their wing forwards.
Was the penalty, was that a turning point? I mean, in the sense it would have put you ahead and maybe got the nose in front?
I don't think so, and to be fair, I think the way the game was developing, our biggest challenge was that the Cork puck out was putting us under huge pressure. We just didn't seem to be able to reset quick enough. He was very clever in how he actually used his puck out. He was going short and long, and he was putting us under pressure, and we just weren't resetting and creating that platform for ourselves. I think when we look at the stats, we'll probably be disappointed with the amount of our opposition puck outs that we actually lost.
You say we're in 2 different places as regards to training. Maybe we seem to be like a team that's maybe in the middle of hard training, where Cork seem to be maybe a bit further down the line.
Yeah, that's maybe true. Like, but I wouldn't use that as a differentiating point, right? Either. Look, I think we had a couple of new players out tonight, right? But Cork have really focused on starting the league really, really well. We've been focusing on trying to get guys back to fitness. We've got quite a long injury list, like so. We're not as sharp as them, but we have to get there pretty quickly in the next few weeks.
You have a big game again on next Sunday against Kilkenny.
Yeah, absolutely, and the tests come quick and fast at this level. There's no easy one, right? That's the challenge, but it's also the advantage of playing in Division 1. You want to get tested to the limit, right? And that's the great thing about it, right? We really know what we have in a few weeks' time.
You've Fitzgibbon again during the week now, I suppose. More worries about possible injuries.
Yeah, we have a good few guys on Fitzgibbon duty, but I mean, we've escaped relatively injury-free up until now. Some of the guys have probably a lot of training done a lot of matches played, a lot of match time in the last few weeks, right? But I think that look, the Fitzgibbon is an important competition for them as well. Like for it's important for them to play for their colleges and represent their college as well. So we respect that.
Any friendly fellas to come back in, experienced fellas that have been out injured to come back in?
Well, I suppose the 2 obvious guys that we'll be looking at to come back in would be Oisin O'Brien if he gets through with the Fitzgibbon round on Tuesday or Wednesday, and Kelly Donlan. 2 of those definitely have been showing well in training, and they are nearing match fitness and should be in a position to be available for selection on Sunday, I should say.
An obvious question that Colin Gallagher wasn't playing tonight. Is he out injured?
Yeah, so essentially, like at the minute, Seamus, our panel is open, right? We haven't finalised our panel at all. Colin wasn't selected for this tie, but we're reviewing our panel on an ongoing basis, Seamus.